My name is Elena Carter. I'm 27 years old. The night that was supposed to be the beginning of my new life became the moment I ended everything. It happened at my wedding in New York City. The ballroom looked unreal. Golden lights reflected off crystal chandeliers, white orchids covered every table, and soft piano music floated through the air. Guests laughed, raised their glasses, and admired the beauty around them. Everything was perfect, at least on the surface. I stood near the stage, smiling endlessly, thanking people as they congratulated me. To everyone else, I looked like the happiest bride alive. But inside, something felt wrong. Then I saw them. My parents. Standing quietly among the crowd. My father adjusted his old blazer, trying to look comfortable. My mother stood beside him, smiling proudly, her eyes shining with happiness. For a moment, my heart softened. They were here. That's all that mattered. But the uneasy feeling didn't leave. My father wasn't a man of luxury. He was a mechanic. A man who spent his entire life working with his hands, fixing engines, doing whatever he could to provide for us. We didn't grow up rich, but we had respect, love, and dignity. And I was always proud of that. Then Adrian walked toward me. Perfect suit. Confident smile. A man who belonged to this world of wealth and power. "You look stunning," he said softly. I smiled back, trying to believe everything was fine. I met Adrian 2 years ago in a hospital. My father had been injured at work, and I was overwhelmed. Adrian was there visiting someone. We started talking, and slowly something grew between us. He seemed kind, different. When he proposed, he told me something I believed with all my heart. My family doesn't matter. I choose you. I trusted him. But his family never chose me. From the very beginning, I could feel it. Adrian's family never accepted me. Their smiles were polite, but their eyes told a different story, cold, distant, judging. Every word they spoke felt measured, like they were weighing my worth and finding me lacking. To them, I wasn't enough. I had no wealth, no powerful background, no connections that could benefit them. I was just a girl from a simple family, and in their world, that meant everything. Still, I stayed quiet. I told myself things would change after the wedding. That love would be enough. That once I officially became part of their family, they would finally accept me. I was wrong. Dinner service began, and guests were guided to their tables. The main section quickly filled with Adrian's family, their close relatives, and important business figures. I waited, watching carefully. I expected someone to come from my parents, to guide them to the front, to a place where they belonged. But no one came. Instead, I saw a waiter approach them. He spoke politely, but then he pointed toward the back of the hall. Far back, near the service area. My chest tightened instantly. "No," I whispered under my breath. I tried to move toward them, but before I could, one of Adrian's cousins grabbed my arm with a bright smile. "Come on, Elena. Photos." I hesitated, glancing back once more. And there they were. My parents slowly getting up, following the waiter. Not asking questions, not complaining, just accepting it. That hurt more than anything. Minutes passed. Maybe longer. I don't even know. All I knew was that something inside me felt deeply wrong. Finally, I couldn't ignore it anymore. "I'll be back," I told Adrian. He barely noticed, distracted in conversation, laughing with someone. I walked quickly through the crowd, past the music, past the glowing lights, until I reached the back. And then I saw them, sitting at a small plain table near the kitchen door. No decorations. No respect. Like "Dad," I said softly. He looked up immediately and forced a smile. "You look beautiful," he said, like nothing was wrong. But everything was wrong. Before I could speak again, a voice came from behind me. Well, she finally noticed. I turned. Victoria Hayes stood there with a group of elegantly dressed women, all watching with amused expressions. "We thought this would be more comfortable for them," she said lightly. "Closer to the service area." Soft laughter followed. Then Richard Hayes stepped forward, his tone calm but sharp. "Let's not pretend. Not everyone belongs in places like this." The words hit hard. Another woman laughed quietly. "Did you see his jacket? It looks so old. And those shoes," someone added. More laughter. My father lowered his head slightly. Just a little, but I saw it. Then Adrian's sister stepped forward. smiling like this was entertainment. Honestly, I was worried he might sit at the main table and confuse the staff. That did it. My mother's hands began to tremble. She tried to stay calm, but her eyes filled with tears. Then Victoria said the one thing that broke everything. They should be grateful we even invited them. Silence filled my ears. I turned to Adrian. He was standing not far away watching everything. For a moment our eyes met. I waited. I begged silently for him to say something. To defend me. To defend them. But he didn't. Instead, he smiled. And then he laughed. In that moment something inside me went completely still. No anger. No confusion. Just clarity. I took a slow breath. Then turned and walked. Straight toward the stage. The microphone felt cold in my hand. Enough. My voice echoed through the entire hall. The music stopped. Conversations died instantly. Every eye turned toward me. I pointed toward the back. That man you laughed at is my father. Silence. He spent his entire life working so I could stand here today. I turned slightly. And the woman beside him is my mother. The one you made cry tonight. No one moved. Then I looked at Adrian. And you. His face changed. I waited for you to say something. To stop this. I paused. But you didn't. The room felt heavy. You laughed. A sharp wave of shock spread across the crowd. I took one step forward. A man who is ashamed of my family will never be my husband. Gasps filled the air. Wait, Elena. Adrian tried to speak. I raised my hand. No. Then I smiled slightly. But that's not even the biggest problem. Confusion spread across faces. I looked directly at his parents. You spent the whole night deciding where my father belongs. I paused. Now let me show you where you stand. The room held its breath. The investment group that owns a major share in your company. Silence. Belongs to me. Shock exploded instantly. Phones came out. People whispered, checked, confirmed. She's right. It's nearly 30%. Richard Hayes' face went pale. That's impossible. No, I said calmly. You just never cared to know who was behind it. I removed my ring slowly. This wedding is over. I walked down from the stage, went straight to my parents, wiped my mother's tears, and held my father's hand. Let's go home. And without looking back, we walked out, leaving behind the silence, the shame, and a world that was about to fall.